My name is Elly, and I would like to share with you my involvement and some unforgettable experiences as a part of the Premier's ANZAC Prize 2015. The tour for the ANZAC Centenary would include travelling to Gallipoli and the Western Front. 70 Queensland students were selected after submitting a 5-minute presentation focusing on the essence of the ANZAC spirit and the importance of younger generations to remember. The day prior to the tour commencing, we were presented with our ANZAC Centenary pins by the Premier and the Minister for Education at the Eternal Flame in Brisbane. Here, wreaths were laid, official group photographs taken, and television news interviews conducted. It was also here that the Get to Know You process started for the 70 students and 10 chaperones. For the next 2.5 weeks, we would become like a big family as we shared many memorable moments, lots of laughter, and of course, tears. After departing Brisbane on the 22nd of April, we arrived in Istanbul some 20 hours later and started exploring the sights of this unique city. These included the Blue Mosque, Topkapi Palace, and bargaining at the Grand Bazaar. After our introduction to Turkey, we departed for Gallipoli. Normally a 5-hour bus ride, 12 hours later, our buses were numbers 251 and 252 in a queue of 350 arriving for the dawn ceremony. The dawn ceremony was certainly a highlight of the tour. Anticipation grew as we camped out, trying to get some sleep as the hours passed before we progressed through the scanning and security screening for entering the ANZAC commemorative site. The dawn service was truly an amazing and emotional experience. At the conclusion of the service, we were given time to walk along the beach at ANZAC Cove or simply have quiet time to reflect. We had 4 days at Gallipoli to explore the many sites, memorials and cemeteries. It was evident that as we visited these areas, we each experienced a range of different emotions at different times. It soon became clear that even though I had learnt, read and watched accounts about Gallipoli, nothing compared to being there to appreciate the significance of places like ANZAC Cove, the Neck, Shrapnel Valley and Shrapnel Valley. As part of the tour, each student adopted 2 service people to research and commemorate. One was to be a service person from the Western Front in World War II, whilst the second could be from Gallipoli or any other campaign. I selected 17-year-old Private Arthur Montague Alkin, who served on the Western Front and would be remembered at the Menin Gate, and my great-grandfather, Sapper Alexander Butel, who served in Papua New Guinea. We commemorated those service people not from World War I at Aribanu Cemetery near ANZAC Cove. Each student would speak before placing a small cross, a small Australian flag and poppy. I found these commemorations both moving and a wonderful way to honour each of these people, whose individual stories may not otherwise have been heard. From Turkey, we travelled to Belgium to commence our tour of the Western Front. We enjoyed the sights of Brussels and Bruges, as well as having to try the famous chocolates and waffles. The Western Front was an amazing experience, and for me, the nightly service at the Menin Gate was very special. Here, each night at 8 p.m, a last post ceremony was performed. I was a member of the tour choir, and here we sang the national anthem, and were soon joined by the many Australians present. I commemorated Private Alkin here at the Menin Gate the following day. Described as a game little chap, one of the best, Private Alkin was one of the many soldiers whose life was taken far too early. We visited many of the memorials and cemeteries throughout the French and Belgian countryside. Villers-Bretonneux was certainly remarkable, and the choir was able to sing atop the bell tower, as we remembered and honoured the great sacrifices made. Our tour finished in Paris with a day of sightseeing and enjoying our time together as a group. The flight home gave plenty of time for a reflection on the incredible journey of learning and personal growth that we had experienced as a part of the tour. For me, being able to remember the ANZACs at the dawn service will always be a very special memory. The tour highlighted the importance of acknowledging our servicemen and women, and I will endeavour to encourage friends and family to always remember them.